Hey, Instagram, I'm just getting us set up for our essential oils in the kitchen class. Chloe and we are gonna hang out with you guys today for about 90 minutes. All right, are you in for the long haul?
Yeah.
Hey, Facebook, someone give me a thumbs up if sound is okay. We've got a lot going on here, as you can see in the kitchen. Hi, Becca, Bex, do you wanna say hi to people as we're?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi.
See who you see. Somebody give me a Facebook thumbs up over there. Let me know that sound is okay. It might be a little bit echoey because, okay, thank you, Angela. It might be a little bit echoey because we're in the kitchen, as you can see. So just before we begin, I want to welcome you all in. This is an essential oils class today, totally free to you. All it costs you is your time. So today I have my sweetie joining me to help teach in the kitchen. She's going to be chopping up some veggies and stuff for dinner tonight while I take you through the first portion of the class, which is going to be, oh, your sister's watching.
Hi, Emmy.
Which is going to be how to use essential oils effectively and safely in the kitchen. And then for the second half of this class, I thought it'd be fun if we actually made dinner here live, some of our favorite recipes using essential oils. So stick around. We're going to be here for about 90 minutes together. Before we kick over into some educational slides, I just want you to know how grateful we are to have you here live streaming with us from our kitchen. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you that are in the US. And I know today might be a busier day. Maybe it's actually a more relaxed day. Maybe you're home and you typically be working. So if you want to hang with us for the next hour and a half, we would love to have you. And I hope that this hour helps you feel more connected in a time that can feel somewhat chaotic right now. You know, I've been sharing on essential oils for years and years. A lot of you have been in the community here since the very beginning. And there's a lot of topics that I love to teach on. But the one that I chose today for integrating essential oils into the kitchen is important in its timing. And here's why. I think you're going to love how easy it is to use essential oils in place of the herb form. I'm going to teach you about safety and different tips and tricks. I'm going to teach you about a few very simple and effective kitchen DIY cleaners. Even if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share some fun gifts you can make. You're hilarious. But here's the thing. I really think that it is time that we create and nurture the world that we would like to see out there by focusing on the world within our four walls right now. Being in the kitchen, finding new, delicious ways to create love-infused meals for your family, and spending more time around the table is one of the surest bets you can make right now if you're committed to becoming stronger and healthier and ready for anything together, okay? So I think the timing of this is important. I hope you can stick around for the full thing. This topic is also the reason that I poured my heart into my latest creation. Many of you have downloaded that already, called the Healthy Kitchen Blueprint, which was my decade of experience in the kitchen, creating health in an easier way for our home. So I hope you're enjoying that for those of you that have downloaded it already. But I want you to think about what might change for you if you had easier ways of creating health in your home, starting in the kitchen. You can tap into an upgraded state right now, and immune system, I should say, specifically through creating more joy and love and connection in your home. So I hope that what you learned today, you can put into practice and experience what comes next when you do that. This free class and the accompanying PDF of recipes, you guys, I've poured the love into this class for you today. You're going to receive, and I'll go through how you get this, the classroom details. you're going to receive a 60-page recipe book for free, integrating essential oils into your recipes. This is an example of the value creation that I'm committed to through my work. So homeschool topic for today, little one, is what really builds a brand, what really builds something that over time has big impact, and it always begins with creating value for your community. Okay, so for those of you that are brand new business owners, be prepared for years and years and years and forevermore to be looking for ways to add value to your community. That's what builds a business, that's what builds a brand, and this is an example of that for you today. So I'm gonna kick you on over here. She'll be back. Chloe's going to chop veggies and stuff while I go through the first portion.
Don't worry, I'll be right here.
We've practiced safety with our knives, right?
Yeah.
You're good there?
Should I start?
Yeah, go right for it. I'm gonna be about 20 minutes over here.
Okay.
Try to be kind of quiet because it picks up.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe just, you know what? That might be a little bit too loud. I'm realizing now. How's the sound? Are we okay? Okay, so Instagram. I'm going to keep the dual stream going here for you guys, and it will probably keep running past the hour. I think they changed their settings to allow for that. But if you want a little bit more of the class experience, you'll want to hop over to the Facebook page. I think we need to not cut. I think it's picking up a lot. Why don't you grab a chair, honey, and you can just sit. We'll hang out. Okay? It's too loud.
Okay.
So Facebook has the whole experience for you if you want to hop over to the Whole Fit brand page, because they're going to be showing slides, but you're welcome to stay here if you like Instagram or prefer it, okay? Yeah, I guess that's okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and pop upstairs and ask Daddy if it's too loud. He's listening. Okay, and then come back down. Thanks, honey. All right, let me minimize myself here. I'm going to be sharing a lot of content with you. And I know that you might have questions along the way, so it's best for me if you post your question in all capital letters so that when I scroll back up, I'm able to see it. But better yet, if you want to make sure your question gets answered, hang out until the very end of class, because I do Q&A for all of you that are on live, okay? So if you want to make sure it gets answered, then stick around with us. All right, so Facebook, you should be able to see my slide deck as we go through. What I want to begin by sharing with you is the format of the classroom experience. If you want to get the full goods, and again, all of this is free to you, you'll want to go to wholefit.com/classroom. And you'll want to sign up for the class package, okay? Because there you're going to receive an instant download of notes that you can take for class. I've seen a lot of your tags already on Instagram this morning that you've got your notes printed ready for class. So that's something you'll receive immediately. But the other reason you might want to be on that list is because that's where I send out the recording from class. And that's also where I'm going to send the okay, hold on. Pardon, 1 second. Facebook can't see your slides. They're minimized. Oh, there you go. That should be better. Okay, thanks, Colleen. So that's where I'm also going to send the recipe book of everything I shared today and more. It's really good. That's how you're going to receive it if you're signed up for the classroom segment. So and the way you get on that segment is you download this class package, okay? So head over to the classroom if you haven't yet and you want to make sure you receive the recording from this class. That segment I strictly email regarding classes and education, okay? So you will receive, in future months, you'd receive an email if I'm going to be live in the classroom. I teach classes every couple of months, okay? So you won't really receive too many emails from me, but you will receive the recipe guide. It's good? All right. All right. She's going to keep chopping. Let us know if it's a little bit too loud, okay? Okay, so what I want to first do, I just mentioned the recording will come out to you in the recipe PDF. That's going to be the main question, so I'll probably mention that a few times today. I'll probably strip the audio as well and pop it over to the podcast because I know a lot of you like to listen that way. But in this class, you guys, I want to go through a 5 to 10 minute overview of doTERRA oils and why that is really important, especially when it comes to today's topic. I've also created a kitchen starter kit I want to share with you for those of you that are brand new or, aren't yet a doTERRA customer and want a fun way to start with oils specific to this topic today. I'll show that to you. And then I'm going to start going into kitchen tips and hacks using the oils, kitchen cleaning DIYs, and we'll end off by going through a couple of recipes that I'm going to be making for dinner tonight, and that's when I'll do some Q&A with you guys for the last half of the class. So let's do a quick overview of why it matters that you know what's in your bottles, especially when you're using essential oils in your cooking recipes. So I want to go through what's cool about using essential oils to begin with, and then what sets doTERRA apart. In the comments, I want to hear from you. Have you ever used doTERRA in your cooking and in your dressings, coffees, baking? Let us know where you've experimented in this area, because I have a feeling this is going to crack open a whole new category for you guys today. But for those of you that have been using doTERRA for years, I'm sure that you've ventured into this realm with your oils. So I want to hear from you. Post it in the comments. It's incredibly distracting. So I think for my own sanity, I can't be chopping. What? Maybe do something not crunchy like celery. That might be helpful. Okay. All righty. Let's go through 3 cool things about doTERRA oils. All right. Number 1, they are totally safe. No side effects, no addictions. It is an easy way to integrate the power of plants. Now, one of the things you see up there is that essential oils are 50 to 70 times stronger than their main basic form, okay? So that is where it gets really cool when you're using them in your kitchen, is what you might have previously used an herb in a dish for. Confirmation the chopping is distracting, okay. All right, we'll pull up a chair. You can learn with me. Now you can use 1 to 2 drops of essential oil to replace that herb that you might have been using, okay? So I'm just reading through the comments. Lots of you are commenting you've played around with oregano and rosemary and marjoram, so some of those more herbaceous oils, using them in spaghetti sauces. Comments are flying pretty quick. Some people are commenting they've used mint in smoothies, coffees, stews, lemon oil in dressings. Oh, my grandma's on right now. She's used summer savory in soup and pasta sauce. Awesome. So I love seeing your uses. You can keep those going. Over on Instagram, there's quite a few comments as well. Lemon in blueberry muffins, cranberry sauce with wild orange. Oh, there's a fun one for our US friends today. So lots of integrations. And what is so cool, and I want you to keep this in mind as we go, when you're using an essential oil in the kitchen, honey, it's too distracting, okay? Thank you. When you're using an essential oil in the kitchen, it can be used in your recipe, but then it can also be used to support your physical and emotional health, right? So we're talking super multi-use when it comes to using something that, typically you might buy an herb for a recipe, and now you can use an essential oil in that recipe, but then many other ways. And I'm gonna share something with you when we get into the PDF today. That's a nice printable image you can keep in the kitchen. But let's keep going. The second cool thing about doTERRA oils is they're really effective. So I just touched on that briefly. While you might use essential oils in your recipes in the kitchen, it's also going to be an amazing way to integrate them into your physical health. And again, you're not experiencing some of the unwanted effects that you might with something else if you're using them to support your physical health, okay? The third thing is that they're super affordable. Come back down in 20 minutes, okay? They're super affordable. So you're gonna learn in the class today that most essential oils are pennies per drop. So again, when you think about, specifically in the kitchen, when you think about buying a handful of dill, let's say. I'm using dill in our salad tonight. I bought it a few days ago. It's already starting to go a bit brown. And that dill, that handful of dill, it cost me almost $5. And now, much of it would go to waste. I'm going to use some of it in the salad, but not all of it. Whereas if I use, now dill essential oil is a unique example. doTERRA doesn't have it available all the time, but they will often include it in promotions, okay? So 1 drop of dill, and I wouldn't have had to have purchased that whole handful of the herb form, okay? 3 ways to use doTERRA. So today, we're going to be talking about one specific use, which is an internal use, but there are 3 ways. Aromatic use would be through diffusing. I've got my diffuser behind me in the kitchen. I'm going to share with you my favorite kitchen recipe. Even just breathing in an oil is a way to use essential oils aromatically, right? And that is probably the most common way, especially if you're brand new to essential oils, you've probably used it in that way. The second way is topical. So we're not going to talk about topical in today's class because that would be something I would integrate more into the glowing skin class, right? When you use oils topically, it's because you're looking to go right to the situation. Localized, then we're pulling in the importance of diluting with a carrier oil. Don't need to be talking about all of that today. The third use, and this is our way today, is internal. So this is why it's so important that you're using a brand like doTERRA where you know exactly what's in that bottle. I would go even further than that and say, why use something on your skin or even breathing it in if you don't know exactly what's in that bottle. But just for this particular integration, when it comes to internal use, you want to be very careful that whatever brand you're using, just be sure you know exactly what's in it. And a really solid company in the essential oil world is going to share that with you with clear transparency, okay? So doTERRA has a website called sourced.com. Some of you might be familiar with it, where you can go and you can scan your bottle and look at exactly what is in that bottle, where it's grown, all of the quality testing on it. That's important when you're taking something internally. And when we get into using essential oils for many applications, the reason that doTERRA oils work so well is that you know exactly what's in that bottle. It is pure plant power. And then you can get into using them in a lot of different ways. As you can see on the slide, I've shared with you the oil wheel. How many of you have seen this before, where you can look at a specific essential oil and figure out what it's going to do in your body because you know that's exactly what you're dealing with? So this is most important. Choose a brand that is transparent with you about what is in that bottle. Now, before I flip into the actual class, I thought I would open up by teaching you how to get started with doTERRA. If someone else has invited you to this class, then connect with them. They'll help you get started. If that person is me, there's 2 ways, because this may be an area that you really want to dive into. And so I'll share with you in a second a custom kit I've created. But the most common way to start with doTERRA is just to choose a doTERRA starter kit. With that, your wholesale access pass is waived for a full year. I've got that ordering information on wholefit.com/oils. But the other way I'm going to encourage you to think of starting today is through a custom kit. And I've created this kitchen kit, which pulls in 7 essential oils, 7 of my personal faves when it comes to oils in the kitchen, along with the On Guard foaming soap, which I'll teach you an integration with that. So you guys, if you are not yet in doTERRA and you love the content I shared today and you want to get started, you can go to hol-fit.com/oils. You'll see that kit there. Or I've made it even simpler for you. You can fill in a form for me if you go to hol-fit.com/oils setup and just put kitchen kit in the box where it asks what kit you'd like to start with. And I can set up your account for you, okay? And I can message you beforehand before I process it. So we're gonna roll over into the actual class now. I wanted to just make sure we understand how important it is that what you're using, is exactly what you know is in the bottle. And a lot of the information I share with you now, I'm going to trust that what you're using is the largest essential oil company in the world today. So with that, you have even greater scrutiny, right? When it comes to that integrity of a brand. If it's a small company locally in your area, you just don't know, right? They wouldn't have the resources to be able to assure you that what you're having in that bottle is what it says. Did you need something? Okay. Okay, so as I roll in, I'm gonna go into the recipe PDF guide with you. And if you have questions, save them to the end. That's most helpful for me. And I'm gonna make some recipes live with you once I flip over, and I'll have Chloe come back down and finish her chopping at that point. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen, you guys, and again, Instagram, if you wanna hop over to the Facebook brand page, you'll see this streaming there. This recipe guide is about 60 pages long. This is going to be coming to you this weekend, okay, if you are subscribed to the classroom segment. So let me go through. I'm going to browse through it so you can see what you're going to be receiving. But as I go through it, I want to speak to some of the elements of this guide, okay? So the guide opens up. I share with you tips and tricks using oils in the kitchen. In this first section is where I want to review with you safety and just simple integrations. I start off by sharing with you guys two of probably the most popular things I've posted over the years, and that is the good morning routine and the good night kitchen routine, all right? So these are gonna be beautiful PDFs you can print and post in your kitchen, especially if you're brand new to using oils. I think this is a super fun way to just get right into the lifestyle and support yourself in having a day that flows really nicely. I like to think of this as bookending a beautiful day. So let me go through these with you because, again, this is pulling in a lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So this routine for the good morning kitchen and the good night kitchen, you'll be surprised at how you just kind of whip this out without even looking at an image anymore after about 2 weeks. I want to hear from you guys. I know a lot of you have used the good night kitchen routine. That was the first thing I shared a couple years ago. I want to hear how it's been working for you. Is it anchored now? Is this something that you just do without even thinking of it? Because that really is the goal, that habit, that it rolls into habit, right? You've got to be disciplined in something first, and then it just becomes a habit. Let me know what you've noticed when you started doing that. But to kick off, the good morning kitchen routine looks like this. You come down in the morning and your kitchen is looking beautiful because you did the good night kitchen routine, which I'll get to next. But you come down to this clean and organized kitchen. You begin by thinking of your day, what kind of meals you're going to be preparing, whether that's cutting up produce for the kids' lunches for school or already thinking about dinner. And you're going to get a big bowl and you're going to soak the produce you're going to be needing for the day. So here is a really simple produce soaking solution, okay? And if you have your class notes package, grab it out, start taking notes. I'm gonna fly through content from here on, okay? So you're gonna wanna grab as much as you can. So you're gonna soak produce by adding a couple of pumps of your On Guard foaming soap. I keep it right at the big sink here. And then 3 to 4 drops of lemon essential oil. And then you're gonna fill it up with water. So you want it to disperse nicely first. And then you're gonna throw all the produce in that you're going to be eating that day and let it soak and then rinse after 10 minutes, okay? So that's step one. Then you want to think about waking up your house. So going and watering your house plants, opening up the blinds, just really saying good morning to your day. Here's a quick tip when it comes to watering your house plants. If you wanna show them some extra love, in your watering can, this is a cute one I purchased from IKEA a couple years ago. In a watering can about this size, you're gonna add 1 drop each of lemon and basil. That's gonna be in your PDF book. Fill it up with water and then go around and water your houseplants. Then you wanna run your diffuser. So I wanna do that right now with you as we kick off this class. So I always run our diffuser in the morning, afternoon, and night. And I do different blends depending on the time of day. Usually in the morning, I will do 2 drops each of peppermint and wild orange. I know a lot of you have tried that combination. It's really popular. But for right now, I want to share with you what's called the Williams Sonoma blend, okay, which is 2 drops each, rosemary, lemon, lime, and lavender. So I'm going to start my diffuser up right now because I want to experience that aroma as we teach this class together. You can see behind me, perhaps you can, I got 2 cameras going here. I keep a diffuser in the kitchen right next to a pitcher of water. I recommend you do that with all the diffusers in your house so that it's just nice and easy to fill. So I've got my rack of kitchen oils here. I'm gonna grab my lemon. I've got lime lavender over there and rosemary. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm using the Volo diffuser, as you guys can probably see on Instagram. That's probably my favorite doTERRA diffuser, but you can buy diffusers anywhere, you guys. You don't have to purchase from doTERRA. I do find that the quality is better when you buy from doTERRA, but you can get them most places today, right? So that diffuser blend is really beautiful if you want to try that at any time of day if you're in the kitchen. Then in the morning, you empty the dishwasher, reload if needed. I like to set the table for tonight's dinner in the morning. On here is a reminder to have a big glass of water before you eat anything. There's a little hot health tip coming in. Have good 20 ounces of water. I would also encourage you to add lemon essential oil to your water. Any citrus oil from doTERRA that you add into your water is going to give you cleansing limonene. It definitely flavors the water too, which is probably the main reason people will do that. But it's going to provide this additional cleansing. And then prepping breakfast and lunches, prepping ingredients for the slow cooker. I'm a big fan of the slow cooker, as you know. So that's on that good morning routine. It's already smelling so good in here because of that diffuser that's running. It fills the air really quickly. As you can see in this PDF, you guys, you can click the iPad icon and you can print that good morning routine and then the good night kitchen routine, which I'm going to share with you quickly right now. This is a game changer. I'd say the good morning one is like a nice to do, but this is the game changer because when you come down into your kitchen in the morning and it is clean and you're ready to welcome a great day, it changes the way the rest of the day goes. Because alternatively, I want you to think of how it feels when you come down to a full sink of dishes or just stuff all over the counters. You immediately feel like you're behind, right? So this is a really cool routine. You're going to want to print this one when you get the PDF. So number one, never come downstairs to a full sink of dishes. If you can, clean the dishes, run the dishwasher, whatever you do. But that is a real key thing. Cleaning inside the sink, here's a fun little ritual using your oils and products. So you're going to add, again, a couple pumps of the foaming soap to your sink basin and a couple drops of lemon. Give it a nice scrub clean. And then what I like to do is as I rinse it out with water, I'll add a couple of drops of peppermint or spearmint to the sink. And then I just let it sit and it actually fills the house with that aroma. It's beautiful. Cleaning the counters. So, and I might as well just give you these recipes right now as I go. I'm going to make my all-purpose cleaner with you live today, but all-purpose cleaning with doTERRA is the simplest thing you will ever do. My favorite simple recipe is 2 tablespoons of On Guard cleaning concentrate and then adding 20 drops total of essential oil. My favorite combination would be 10 drops each of peppermint and On Guard, but you can use whatever combination you love. I switch it up every season, and then you just top it up with water. So I gave you that recipe on the Goodnight Kitchen printout, but cleaning your counters, having them just nice and clean when you come downstairs in the morning is a big deal. Another tip, at the end of the day, grab your dish towels and add a citrus essential oil to them. So whether that's your hand towels, your sponges, your cleaning cloths, add a couple drops of something like lemon or grapefruit, and that's going to extend the life of them. You can probably get an extra couple of days out of using them when you do that. Change the garbage, recycling, or composter. I give a tip in here to add a drop of lemongrass or Purify to the bottom of your garbage can. So what I will do is I keep a little container of cotton pads in the kitchen, and whenever we empty the garbages or recycling, I will add a couple drops of lemongrass or Purify to the cotton pads, and I just put them right in the bottom of the garbage can, okay? Setting up the coffee maker on a timer for the morning, that can be really loving to yourself. Consider your food plan for tomorrow. Okay, all this stuff's on that good night kitchen routine. And then the last thing is running your diffuser at the end of the day. So while it may seem like that would take you like 30 minutes, once you get into the groove of doing it, it does, and it flies pretty quick. Okay, so let's go into some super awesome kitchen hacks. First thing, you'll probably want to purchase some sort of display board or wall shelf for your kitchen oils. There's a local company here in London that I love called Fallen Forest. I linked them up in the PDF there, but you can find these all over Etsy, to be honest. And it's just nice to think of having all of your kitchen oils, many of the oils I'm sharing with you today, if you have them all in one little area in your kitchen, it reminds you to use them, right? And it just keeps a nice little focus area, a little health station, if you will. Back in, I feel like it was March or April, I taught a class on setting up health stations throughout your home. I took you on a home tour. So if you go over to the classroom on my website, you will find that recording and all the other classes I've done. But I touch on that topic in that class and how important it is to just have little stations set up so that it reminds you to use them. So that'd be the first shout out I want to make here. Now let's go through some kitchen hacks. So I've already mentioned cleaning produce. That's a nice, easy one. You want to clean your produce. You especially want to clean your produce if you are not using organic. You give it a soak, you'll be surprised at what comes out in that water, okay? For sparkly dishes, add a couple drops of lemon to the inside door of your dishwasher, okay? It works, it's so easy. I mentioned keeping your dish towels fresh already and what to do there. We've gone through the simple all-purpose cleaner recipe. We've talked about extra loving on your houseplants with lemon and basil. I saw my mom asked a question, do you do this every time you water? So what I do is in a jug that's basically the size of my upper body, that's what I will add, 1 drop each of lemon and basil, and that's not always, I don't empty it every time I water, right? So that is a good dilution. You're not wanting to use too much. But yes, you know, if you're watering your houseplants once or twice a week, then you could add that both times. I've learned over the years the best way to kill houseplants is to water them too much. So that's just a nice little integration. You'll notice a difference in the life extension of your plants. Sparkly sink diffuser, we've talked about that. I created some fun images you may have seen that I shared on Instagram yesterday of how to use your sink as a diffuser, how to use your vacuum cleaner as a diffuser. Let's talk about that for a second. This tip right here might be the only thing you take away today and it'll change your life. When you have, we use a Dyson vacuum. So whatever vacuum you use, you just want to find the filter and you add a couple of drops to it before you vacuum. You will especially love this if you have pets, okay? And it just fills your home with that aroma. My favorite oils to use when I'm using my vacuum as a diffuser are geranium, surprisingly, you guys might love that, wild orange, and spearmint. But you could use anything, really. I probably just wouldn't use cilantro. Garbage diffuser, we've talked about tucking a little cotton ball in the bottom of your garbage cans with essential oil on it. Yeah, I love lemon eucalyptus is my fave too. I love it, it's great. I talk about that a little bit in the class, but you can see it on the image for the sparkly sink diffuser. That's another great one to work in, for sure. Now let's talk about easy food and beverage integrations. So here I want to share with you some safety tips and what to keep in mind when you're integrating the oils into your cooking recipes. Let me just pull this down a little bit. So again, this is all in the PDF that you'll receive over the weekend, okay? So as we've talked about, it's most important that you're using a brand like doTERRA so that you know exactly what's in those bottles. If you don't know what's in the bottle, then you don't want to be using it for what we're going through in this class. You're almost always going to use 1 to 2 drops max for a recipe, and it's really easy to overdo it, okay? When you're first starting out with oils, you want to, especially when it comes to these recipes in the kitchen, you want to make sure you're not adding the essential oil right over the pot, right? Like right into the recipe, because you might over drip, and that will make a really big difference to your final product. So keeping in mind the essential oil form of a plant is approximately 50 times stronger than its basic plant form. So you will love this because you may no longer need to buy herbs for your kitchen. And as we've talked about already, essential oils are only pennies per drop, and they're multi-use, which you'll see. Where did I put that graphic? In your PDF, I've given you a really easy image that you can print and keep in your kitchen, which not only goes through with you the main ways you're going to use these kitchen oils in your kitchen, but also the other quick ways, like peppermint, we know is brilliant for any head tension. Spearmint is beautiful in your lip gloss tubes or for indigestion. Some of the oils on here, I won't say it live, but you can use them for pain. You can use them for any kind of stress you're feeling in your tissues. So that it's really cool once you realize how multi-use something like marjoram is, okay? And that graphic's going to be in your PDF. But let's go through a couple of ways that you can integrate oils, which would be a more preferred way than just adding them into your recipes, okay? The first thing is the toothpick method. So you'll want to do this with any recipes that are using hotter, more savory oils like oregano, clove, thyme, right? Anything that is going to be a hotter oil, you want to use the toothpick method for usually, unless you're making enough of a base recipe that you could actually use a drop. So if I was making a huge slow cooker of spaghetti sauce, I could, in that case, add 1 drop of oregano, and that would be fine. But if you're just making a dish, maybe enough for 2 people to eat, you want to use the toothpick method. To do that, you take a toothpick and you dip it into the essential oil bottle, into the orifice, okay? All essential oils have an orifice on the top. So you could just take your toothpick and dip it in the center and then add that toothpick to your recipe. The second method is using a spoon, where you could actually drop your essential oil onto the spoon and then take a little bit of a paper, like a paper towel, something absorbent, and move it into the drop on the spoon to pull out a portion of that drop. So this is how you could effectively use half a drop of essential oil. The third method is using a carrier before you add it to your recipe. So in this case, you would mix the drop of oil into something like coconut milk or some kind of sauce before you add it to the main dish. Because let's say you have a slow cooker going with potatoes and meat in it, and you add that essential oil in, the potatoes might soak up that essential oil before it actually makes its way into the rest of the recipe. So dispersing it into a carrier liquid is a really common way to integrate oils. When it comes to baking versus cooking, you're going to see a lot of the recipes I give you. Typically, baking is going to require more essential oil than cooking. So you might use 2 to 3 toothpick swirls of oregano when you're making a spaghetti sauce, but you alternatively might use 2 to 3 drops of oregano when you're making an artisan bread. Okay, you'll see that the recipes differ sometimes in that way. When it comes to substituting oils for herbs, half a teaspoon of dried herbs is about the same as 1.5 teaspoons of fresh herbs, which is about the same as 2 to 3 toothpick swirls of that same herb essential oil. Okay, so I give you the breakdown there. 1 teaspoon of dried herbs in a recipe is the same as 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs, which is going to be the same as 1 drop of essential oil. So that's a nice, easy formula for knowing how to convert any of the recipes you have at home already, if you want to go beyond what I share with you in the book. Citrus essential oil is another really easy integration. Any recipes that call for lemon extract, peppermint extract, lemon zest, orange zest, you can use your essential oils for instead. So for example, a tablespoon of lemon zest is going to be about the same as 8 drops of essential oil. Lemon is a little milder to integrate, obviously, than something like an oregano, a spice oil. And the citrus oils are also great flavor preservatives. So you can use them with fruits. Like if you cut up some apples and you were to dip them in some water with green mandarin, for example, it's going to help preserve the apple. They won't go brown as quickly. It's going to add a little bit of flavor. A lot of you do this with berries when you're cleaning them. You'll notice it gets a little bit of punch that way. Let me know if you're loving this content so far. I'm curious what you guys think, and if you've tried using doTERRA in the kitchen already before this class. So here are some super easy ways to integrate the oils into just simple methods in the kitchen. So number one of my favorite things to do is to add them to fresh juices. So let's say you're making a juice recipe that has apple and spinach and carrot and cucumber and celery and ginger. You could add a drop of ginger to that juice, or you could add a drop of celery seed oil instead of celery. It doesn't quite replace, I shouldn't say even quite, it is different than adding the produce, but it adds that flavor punch and it's going to add other health benefits. Okay, so you can use both or either or. Smoothies and coffees, guys, these are like, this is a game changer integration. Let's say you do bulletproof coffee, where you're blending in organic butter, MCT oil in your coffee. Adding 1 to 2 drops of something like peppermint or wild orange or cinnamon bark is beautiful. I do that every morning. Smoothies, a few of you have mentioned you use them in your smoothie recipes already. Adding something like peppermint to perhaps a chocolate-based smoothie is next level. You can add, I like green mandarin into green smoothies. Anything that you're looking to cut a bit of that green taste. If you add a citrus essential oil to it, just 1 drop, it's a total game changer. Yeah, a lot of cinnamon oil. Love that, Natalie. Yeah, keep sharing. I love what you guys are sharing. To water, which I have already mentioned, adding any citrus essential oil is going to dial up the limonene. Limonene is very cleansing for your body. You guys can hop over to PubMed on your own time and research what limonene does, okay? All doTERRA essential oils are high in limonene. I believe the highest one is grapefruit. So adding 1 to 2 drops of grapefruit to your water. And you want, again, quick review of water intake. You want to be having at least half your body weight in ounces of water each day. If that's all you were doing right now, just keep that body filtering. Adding citrus oil to it, it's going to take it next level. That would be a really great habit to be focusing on right now. Here's a fun one, yogurt. So let me recap what happens when you have typical yogurt. You're getting about 20 grams of sugar, unless you're buying, obviously, unflavored. Not the most popular product at the grocery store, unflavored yogurt. But here's a healthy tip. Buy your yogurt organic always, as best as possible, or use coconut yogurt. Full fat, organic, unflavored Greek yogurt, really great for you. Adding in a couple of drops of a citrus essential oil like green mandarin or lime. I love lime in yogurt. That's a real easy way to dial up the flavor without adding sugar. Okay, this goes for many things you might make in the kitchen. You'll see in the recipe guide, dip recipes, mousse recipes, like anything where you're looking to cut sugar. Somebody mentioned earlier on here, they love using lemon in blueberry muffins. You won't need to add as much sugar to your recipes because the citrus oil adds that extra punch, okay? To pasta sauces. So you could whip up a super easy pasta sauce recipe by adding a couple of jars of chopped tomatoes or some sort of basic tomato sauce and adding a drop each of oregano and basil. And now you have something that is just booming with flavor. Ice cube trays, you can add citrus essential oil to the ice cube trays before you freeze, and that's an easy way to, if you tend to use, especially in the summer, I guess that'd be more popular. Mint, you could use peppermint, spearmint. Okay, you get the idea. So on the screen here, you guys, you can see this image. I'm going to upload it as something you can easily print on its own. The idea behind this is that you could just print it, tape it to the inside of a cupboard in your kitchen, and then you'll always know what essential oils to use. And not only, what they can be used for in the kitchen, but also other ways you might want to use them. So here's what I want to just show you guys. So Instagram, you know what I could do? I'm going to flip this camera around for a second. And I want to show you guys the recipes you're going to find in this PDF. We've organized them by topic. So in the beginning, you'll see drink recipes. Let me see if I can scroll in. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, there we go. So you'll find my morning super brew. I have that over on the blog. You may have read that before, but that's exactly what I put in mine each morning. Crockpot chaga tea I'm going to make with you live today. Coffee creamer. This is a really fun one. You could use something like coconut milk and oat milk or almond milk and add a couple of drops of cinnamon or peppermint oil, and it'll keep in your fridge for 2 weeks. And that's just a nice, easy way to flavor. And again, there's an example of using a carrier method of dispersing the oils. My turmeric cacao latte is in there. The brain fuel hot cocoa. I make this for the girls most days of the week, to be honest. They love it. Cranberry and lime spritzer, spearmint lemonade. Then we get into breakfast recipes. You guys will find, there's that blueberry lemon muffin recipe somebody referenced in the comments already. Cinnamon protein pancakes, lemon chia pudding. I've given you 5 or 6 different smoothie recipes using essential oils. Yogurt and granola. There's that yogurt tip I shared with you using lime. Lunch recipes are in here. Black bean burgers, a lemony chickpea salad sandwich, basil marinated roasted pepper sandwich, wild orange peanut butter sandwiches, fresh rolls with peanut sauce. I love this recipe. It uses, it's really the ginger that I feel makes it pop. It uses ginger and lime essential oil for the peanut sauce, and then cilantro oil and basil oil in the actual wraps. It's phenomenal. Then we go into salads and dressings. Probably one of my most appreciated integrations is using lemon essential oil, basil essential oil. What else? Celery seed. I use them all the time in my salad dressings, but here I've given you several different recipes to try. There's an Italian oregano bread dip. You guys are starting to get the picture, right? It's so fun to incorporate oils in your kitchen, and it just makes it easier, right? Cinnamon spice salad dressing, dill vinaigrette. That's a total fave here. The one I'm going to show you today on camera is this herbaceous love dressing. It's one of my favorites. There's a quinoa salad recipe. I mean, guys, you're going to love this. And you can print this and just keep it in a recipe book in your kitchen. And I'm sure over the next few months, you'll want to check out and purchase some of these kitchen oils that you don't have already. Keeping in mind, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, all doTERRA oils will keep their potency for at least 5 years. So when you're using an essential oil in the recipe and you're only using 1 to 2 drops max, don't worry, that bottle is going to last you a long time, right? Somebody on Instagram said, who's going to open the first doTERRA cafe? How cool would that be? I know. Sometimes when we have events, we do all oil-infused treats. This recipe here you guys see on screen is what I'm going to make today in about 10 minutes. Coconut chickpea chana masala. You can see it uses 4 different essential oils: turmeric oil, coriander, ginger, and then I actually am also adding in cumin oil, which is a limited edition oil. I'm so stoked to see your comments. I'm glad you guys are excited for this PDF. I feel like it's going to change your life. I've loved creating it for you. I'm also on camera today going to make lemongrass infused coconut jasmine rice. You guys are going to see my method is very simple for making things in the kitchen. This is a little peek into the method of my healthy kitchen blueprint, which is having slow cookers going at all times. Coconut peanut butter chicken. This one uses ginger essential oil. Lots of recipes. I mean, I'm not going to read each one out because we'd be here forever. Then there's a dessert section with peppermint black bean brownies, peppermint chocolate pretzels. You guys, as we come into Christmas time, using peppermint in your chocolate recipes is just so easy. You'll never buy peppermint extract again. And again, that's not even the best for you. They have alcohol in it. Like, it's just, use peppermint oil. Wild orange fruit dip, Rice Krispie squares with wild orange. Oh my gosh, so my mouth is watering as I read these. Snack recipes at the very back. I give you my beauty gummy recipe. These are really easy to make for your kids. Cinnamon and spice popcorn that uses cinnamon and On Guard oil. Adding cilantro. I'll give you quick tips at the back here. So adding lime and cilantro to any guacamole recipe takes it next level. Adding cilantro and lime to a salsa recipe. There's the apple soaking recipe I shared earlier. Rosemary lemon hummus. Lemon kale chips. Wild orange power bites. I mean, guys, next level. Okay, so then at the very end, I give you a cleaning section of kitchen recipes only. These are recipes out of my Supernatural Recipe Guide. They are duplicated in the green cleaning ebook. Guys, both of those are available in the Whole Fit shop. If you're part of our oil community, those are free to you. Let me just scroll through. I'll show you what's in here. You can see the cleaning paste, fridge discs, the all-purpose cleaner that I just went through with you. I'm going to flip the camera around after, and I'll just show you how that's made. Produce soaking solution, dish tabs, dishwasher cleaner, you name it. It's all here. Foaming hand soap recipe. Then I have a little garden page using, this is a whole thing. This is a whole realm right here that you might get into when we get back into spring. And then at the back, I share some kitchen gift ideas. So recipe for making cooking oils, seasoning salts, and herb de Provence seasoning salt. You can see there it has basil oil, marjoram, rosemary, fennel, thyme, lavender. Adding it to your salts, putting it in a nice little jar. Labels are going to be in this guide. I mean, guys, right? So fun. Okay, so Chloe, come on down, sweetie. Then I give you purchase info at the back of this guide, again, for those of you that want to get started with doTERRA. But let's do this. I am going to come off of screen share. We're going to flip this puppy around. I'll have Chloe come back downstairs, and we're going to make dinner together, okay? So if you need to head out, no problem. I will be posting this recording out to those of you that are subscribed to the classroom segment, along with the recipe guide. I'm going to be sending that out to you this weekend. If you're not subscribed to the classroom segment and you want to be, I saw somebody ask, how do you get the PDF? Just go to wholefit.com/classroom. Add your name and email to the notes package, and you're going to receive it this weekend. But what I am going to do for people who miss out on that and want to make sure they can grab it, in 2 weeks, I will upload it to a new kitchen oils blog post, but you'll have to wait a few weeks. So if you are on live and you want to get this right away, just subscribe to the classroom segment. You'll receive that this weekend. Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
Ready to join in? Okay, come on over. Alrighty, let me maximize my screen. Let's just see how our live audience is doing. Can you do me a favor and scroll through here and read out any questions you see? I'm just going to check Facebook.
If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments.
Let's take a few minutes here and get organized. Yeah, keep your comments going over on Facebook, especially because I'll just share what you're sharing with the rest of the people that are watching.
Just write anything down.
Fun, fun. All right, I think we're ready to rock. So let's see, what do we want to do first? I think we should get dinner ready.
Okay.
So we can get it going in the slow cooker. All right. Hello, hello. So we're going to go another 30 minutes. If you guys want to stay hanging out with us, we'd love to have you stay. Everyone's glad you're back.
Hi.
All right, so we won't do any chopping right now because it's seems to bounce the audio pretty bad. But what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make this crock pot recipe, okay? So I've got the crock pot behind me. I'm gonna read out for you guys as we add everything, what's going in. So again, this being an essential oil kitchen class, you're going to know, like once you start integrating them into your recipes, it takes everything next level. So while you could use the dried form of anything I'm sharing, it's next level when you add the essential oil version, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we add 3 cans of organic chickpeas. So can you please strain these? There's a strainer right there. You're gonna take all 3 of these and you can go ahead and just add them right to the slow cooker behind me. So glad you're here to help. Okay, so then we're going to add 2 cans. If you can find organic chopped tomatoes, this is Bio Italia brand. Organic is always a better way to go, especially when we're dealing with fruits and tomatoes, okay?
Just add it here?
Yep, that's great. Perfect. So I'm gonna put everything here. Once you strain these, you can add the jars of tomatoes. Now, the way that I'm going to integrate the essential oil is into, this recipe calls for a can of full fat coconut milk. So this is Native Forest brand. The full fat is the way to go, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually add that to a glass Pyrex, because usually when you pour out from a can of coconut milk, it's not mixed together properly. We're saving all of our tin cans right now to make lanterns. Work.
What you want me to do?
Those can go right in, sweetie. So I'm just stirring this coconut milk to bring it all together, and then I'm gonna add the essential oils that I'm putting into this recipe into this coconut milk, okay? So let me read out the oils that are going in. It's 1 drop each of doTERRA turmeric, coriander. I'm actually gonna add 2 drops of coriander. This really makes this recipe. Smell that, do you like that oil?
Ooh.
It's very, how would you describe it? It's kind of floral, floral herby. Not quite yet, I'm gonna add these ones too. Then we're adding a drop of ginger. So again, in the recipe, if you don't have doTERRA ginger oil yet, you would add a teaspoon of dried ginger. And then this cumin oil, somebody asked about it in the comments I saw. It's not something that is available all the time, but it will be in special promotions. When doTERRA does a promo for an oil that's not commonly available, you really wanna grab it. Oh, see? Yes, you're a fabulous sous chef. So I don't know if, you can't quite see it there, but the oil will sit right on top of the coconut milk. So if you can give that a quick stir.
Thank you. About my hair. I do like it. Yeah. Mama?
Yeah.
There's a question.
What is
Doesn't the heat of cooking damage the essential oils?
It doesn't damage the oil. Who asked that over on Instagram? It doesn't damage the oil, but it's not going to have quite the same therapeutic benefit. So it's going to add a big flavor punch. If you're wanting to use essential oils for therapeutic benefit, then you'd want to be taking that on its own, because whenever you're using oils and you're increasing the temperature, you just reduce the effectiveness of the therapeutics within it. Does that make sense? So you're not going to lose the taste and flavor profile, but let's say you were using something like marjoram to help with pain. You wouldn't want to be using it in a recipe like this for that outcome. You would want to add that to your own little pill and take that internally, okay? Hope that makes sense. Keep going, okay?
Thank you. About the chef thing, Brittany.
Okay, so she has stirred the oils in with the coconut milk. She's gonna pour that into the slow cooker along with, so we've got the chickpeas in there, we've got the tomatoes, and then we're gonna add a cup of cauliflower. So you can add this next. And then we're just gonna add in some garam masala. So this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of garam masala and 2 teaspoons of paprika. Okay?
Done.
And then that is the recipe, you guys. We're gonna turn the slow cooker on. Oh, we needed to add, sorry, I'm gonna be loud for just a second because we need to add some onion and garlic to it. Can you please grab a teaspoon? And you're gonna do 2 teaspoons each.
Sure.
Okay, while I chop this onion up. Usually we would have music playing, which I wish I could turn on right now, but might be too distracting.
Can I just do 2 of these?
Yeah. What is that?
Half teaspoon.
Oh, yes, fraction work. See, this is how we homeschool.
Wait, I think it just stopped.
Can I want to show you guys one of my favorite kitchen appliances when it comes to chopping onion. I thought it doesn't really have too much of an aroma, paprika. Can you do these recipes without a slow cooker? How would you not want to have a slow cooker, Shar? But yes, yes, you can. So if you're using, because we're using cooked chickpeas, you can make this in a pot, no problem. Yes, you could also make it in an Instapot. If you are coming home from work and it's 5 o'clock, yeah, and you've got to get dinner going quick, then you probably want to purchase yourself an Instapot. I use a slow cooker primarily because I'm home and I like to fire it up in the morning and then you have it going all day while I work. Okay, so I want to show you this. If you guys go to wholefit.com/thehealthykitchen, you're going to find the kitchen shop. I have this in there, you know, lots of tools, but check this out. You get it set up. Also, my mom wants you guys to know, if you smell On Guard oil while you're chopping onions, you won't cry. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Grandma.
So check this out. You set, actually, I'm going to give this a quick cut once. Set it up there, and then, boom, chopped onion.
I like the smell of this.
Oh, I know, it's so good. Garam masala. Okay. So now we've got our chopped onion in here. You're going to add this in next to me.
Okay.
This is so much better than working alone in the kitchen. I'm so glad you're here to help.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to turn that slow cooker on low. Honestly, it's ready once it's warm because you're not really cooking too much with this recipe. If you were using something like chicken in there, you'd want to do low for 6 to 8 hours or high for 4 hours. So this recipe is quite customizable. In the past, I've used half chickpeas, half lentils. I've also done chickpea and chicken. It's just a really great base recipe. So the next thing, once that is, are we good to go here? Yeah. Okay, give it a really good stir. Just bring everything together and then we can put the lid on. And then next we're gonna show them the lemongrass rice. Now, here's Chloe behind me. I'm gonna just walk around for a second. She's got the slow cooker going there. I want to show you guys one of my favorite tools for making rice.
Done.
Great. Yeah, put that on. And it should, is it on low? Turn it up to medium, just because I think we're going to eat around 5:30.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so that's going. Now we're going to serve that with rice tonight. You come this way, honey. So one of my favorite tools for making rice is the Dash rice cooker. I talk about this in the Healthy Kitchen Blueprint. You can also use this for steel cut oats. You can grab these at most home goods stores locally. Yeah, we did. We had steel cut oats for breakfast in this. Gave it a clean, and now we're gonna use it for rice. Okay, so,
I love this. It's cute.
Isn't it? So here is the basic recipe. So I'm gonna have you, I should have another measuring cup somewhere.
Of what measurement?
Can you grab the one that's dry? The glass measuring cup. So I'm using organic jasmine rice. So can you please pour, you can take it back here, pour a cup in there.
Sure.
So this recipe is super easy. I technically wouldn't have to get this fired up until 30 minutes before we're going to eat, but I'm just going to make it anyway with you guys so that it's ready to rock. So we're going to add 1 cup of organic jasmine rice to 2 cups of liquid. The liquid for this is going to be 1 cup of full fat coconut milk and then 1 cup of water. Super. Yeah, you can put that in.
Does it help like that?
It doesn't, does it? Great.
Shouldn't it?
Okay. So now here again, what we're gonna do, now can you grab the liquid measuring cup?
Yes, got
Thank you.
it.
Oh, you need some water?
Yes.
All right, so now I'm gonna disperse 2 drops of lemongrass into the coconut milk before we add it to the recipe. So,
Dad said something.
oh, is Daddy watching still?
Oh, he's been watching the whole time.
He does like to watch us. We're very entertaining. He just never gets tired of us. Okay, so here's a tip. We only need 1 cup of coconut milk for this recipe. So what I always do is I pour the rest of the coconut milk into a mason jar.
Why are you doing that this morning?
Yes,
Or
because
last night?
I'm obsessed with coconut milk. Guys, if the apocalypse is here and all you have is coconut milk and oregano, you're gonna be fine. That's a whole other class. Okay.
Which I will be joining.
Okay, sure. So I'm just putting it in a little mason jar, popped a lid on it, and I'm going to put this in the fridge.
Should I pour it?
Is it a cup that's left? So before we do that,
Exactly. Not
okay, that's okay. I need you to add 2 drops of lemongrass.
in here?
Yeah, how good are you at pouring? This could be risky. Why don't you try to do 1 drop and show them that if you try to do 1 drop, you'll probably do 2 drops.
The more the merrier.
Not really. But go ahead. You're going for 1. Oh, good.
I did too.
Okay. Can you smell that?
Strong.
It's beautiful though, eh? Okay, wait. Okay, I'll give it a stir. So grab a fork. Excellent. Okay, now before we pour it in, I want you to fill this up to the top, to the 2 cup mark with water. Okay. Guys, lemongrass is so refreshing. That's another one you might want to play around with when it comes to your cleaning recipes. Okay, great. Yeah. So as you're pouring that in,
Ooh, it's so satisfying.
isn't that so yummy, that smell?
By the way, the rice cooker came with this.
So typically with this rice, I will do lemongrass, but you could do coriander if you want to infuse it a little bit more in into this main recipe we're using it with. Great. So once that's mixed in, you put the lid on, you guys, and you just click cook. And that'll be ready for us in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
All right,
Is
what should we
this-
make next?
Is this microphone even on?
Yeah. Were you tapping it?
No, I just tapped it once.
It's only working for Facebook.
Oh.
Grandma's writing you over there. Okay. Next, we're gonna do salad dressing.
Hi, Grandma.
Okay, so I'm gonna read out for you guys my favorite salad dressing recipe to make. This is just a super easy, straight up recipe that would really complement any salad that you're making that has a lot of greens. Yeah, we should cook for Grandma. We'll do an essential
I
oil
would
dinner.
love to.
Okay. Look at you learning how to use tech so quick over there. Okay, so here's what's in this recipe. I'll read it out for you. You're gonna do a 1/4 cup of some kind of vinegar. You can do apple cider vinegar. You can do balsamic vinegar if you're wanting something that has a little bit of a sweeter note to it. So add your vinegar first.
What are we making here?
Salad dressing. We'll have to chop that salad later. Then you're going to add your olive oil. You'll probably use olive oil for most dressing recipes.
I agree.
So with salad dressings, you're almost always going to do double the olive oil to vinegar, okay? So in that way, you can you can play around with what vinegars or what oils you use, but that's usually going to be the format. So we're doing half a
I
cup.
agree. Kids are amazing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that a pan cooker cordless? No, it's not cordless. Sorry.
What do we use the extra coconut milk for? Oh, coffee, in a steel cut oats recipe the next day.
More rice.
What else do I blend that into? I feel like I'm missing something key that I do. Hot chocolates. So in the brain fuel hot chocolate recipe that I make you and Emmy, that has coconut milk in it. I'll do half coconut milk, half like almond milk or something.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're gonna do a good squeeze of mustard. Okay, and now we bring in the essential oils. So in this recipe, we're going to do 1 drop of celery seed. Another one I like is basil. So just 1 drop in there.
So I'll try to aim for 0.
Great.
Doing some fast.
Smarty pants. Good job. Oh, did you just do 2?
Sorry.
No, that's good. You're teaching them what happens. Now you're going to do 3 drops of lemon.
I'll aim for 2. And I'll probably most likely do 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I did 3.
Good. Okay. So now use our fork and you're going to give that a good stir.
Okay, this is going to be satisfying. Are you ready, everyone? Not satisfying.
You gotta work that mustard in. Are we getting too dark? I feel like
My
the sun's
bad.
going down
I know, right?
at
On
3
Instagram.
o'clock. All right, great. And then again, we like to store the dressing in a mason jar so that you can give it a nice quick shake beforehand. You know what I like to add before is salt and pepper.
Okay.
Can you go give it a couple cracks over there? And then, honey, you can pour it into this jar, and we'll store that for later.
Okay.
The next thing I wanted to show you was crock pot chaga tea.
Good job, Chloe.
Uh,
You're the only reason I watched.
this pepper's
Oh,
perfect for a live video.
okay. Just use salt. We'll come back to that.
Of course, we have a pink salt
Yes,
thing.
naturally.
All right.
Excellent. There we go. Do you see how oil and vinegar separate?
Yes.
We'll do that, talk about that in physics.
Can I shake it?
Yep. Put the lid on good.
Yeah, I'm gonna shake it up.
Great. You want to put that in the fridge?
I like to make it. Yeah. I'm gonna shake it.
Okay, great. Okay. Where did, I think Daddy moved something on me. Hold on. Can you go ask Daddy where you put, oh, there it is. So the last kind of cooking recipe I wanted to show you, so that's dinner done, you guys, by the way. That's dinner done in 15 minutes and got the slow cookers going. The last thing I want to show you is how to make chaga tea in yet another crock pot. I actually have 4 crock pots because there's one that's always dirty, and then sometimes, like you're seeing tonight, I'll have multiples going for dinner. I am obsessed with having things going
And
while
you
I'm
get to
doing
smell
other
it.
things.
The taste.
You can let Greta know what we just made.
Okay. So what? Oh, like the dressing?
Mhm.
Well, Greta. Yes, Greta. We just made salad dressing. So we put it in a mace. So we had, what did we put in it? Olive oil?
Let Greta know. She'll get the recording. We'll go
You
back
got the
through it.
recording.
Okay.
But we made dressing.
Yeah, we made salad dressing. Okay, so the last recipe we want to show is crock pot chaga tea. Now, guys, I don't know if you have ever made chaga tea. Wow, where did I put it? Am I losing my mind? What did I just do with it? Oh, right here. Okay. I want to show you what this looks like. So chaga tea is grown off of birch trees in several countries. We actually grow it here in Canada.
Ooh.
And this is what it looks like. It's chunks, right? And when you're brewing it, you know, you can buy it ground as well, but here's how I like to make it, and it's just super simple. You'll put about an inch amount, maybe the size of a chestnut, into a small crock pot or slow cooker.
You make this before you're leaving.
Oh yeah, I draw from this every night. Okay, so here's a small, you can see the size, about the size of my torso, small crock pot that I'm gonna put a small handful of those chaga chunks in. Chaga tea, you guys, is super high in antioxidants, very supportive to your immune system, and it's caffeine free, which is why I love making it. I always have it going. If you were to ever stop by, it's on and it's hot and ready to go. And the reason I love this technique is you can draw from it over the course of a couple days and add more hot water back into your crock pot, and it'll keep brewing. It'll be very rich upon your first draw. So maybe even the first time that you take a cup out of it, you might want to use half hot water and half of what you're drawing out of your crock pot, just for the first time. But then you can add more water back in, and you can do that over the course of 2 to 3 days. But what I love to do is I will add 1 to 2 drops of either On Guard, turmeric, or cinnamon bark right in there. So I'm going to do that right now. Can you take over our cinnamon bark and add 2 drops into that, and then we're going to fill it up with water.
I'll aim
and
for
turn
one.
that on. Aim for 1. That's right. Now you're learning. While Chloe's doing that, I just wanted to show you guys. I mentioned towards the back of the PDF guide that you can make your own little kitchen gifts. So in that PDF I'm sending you, you'll have a recipe to make multiple different kinds of seasoning salts. This is a really nice little idea to make as gifts, right? So can you go around and grab those 2 there? You can package it up with a little wooden scoop. You can go out and buy, yes, thank you, Vanna. Do you know who Vanna is?
No.
Cute. Okay. Here's a little glass pitcher for the oils. Okay, so you know, you can have fun with this, and because a lot of your friends won't know anything about what we're talking about today, your gift will be the coolest gift they get. You can let them know that it's
How
made
much
with.
water do you add?
Oh, good question. So you fill it up. So this would take about 8 cups of water. Okay, so can you please go to the sink and fill that right to the top? The water in our home, you guys, is filtered through a whole home filter by this company, Aquasana. So our tap water is filtered. If yours is not, you'll want to use filtered water. Yep, go for it. Listen, the last 2 things I wanted to show you before we wrap this class up, and I can do some Q&A with you, is DIY cleaners. 2 of my faves. All right, take that back here. Plug it in, honey. Good. Here's the right helper. And then once you've plugged it in, just turn it around and turn it onto high. So I'll start that off on high, and then I'll turn it down to low. It'll come up and going pretty quick, and I'll be able to enjoy a cup of that tonight. With a little bit of full-fat coconut milk would be delicious. Okay, so the last 2 recipes I want to share with you guys, and we can do Q&A. The all-purpose cleaner. We just so happen to be out of this before the time of this class. I thought, oh, cool, I'll pop on live with you and do this. Now, this On Guard Cleaning Concentrate by doTERRA, if you don't have this, instead of the 2 tablespoons of this, you could do 1 cup of vinegar. Okay, but I'm going to show you this way. It's my favorite way. This bottle is amazing. It'll make about 12 of these all-purpose cleaners, which means you're making an all-purpose cleaner that is safe and natural and effective for less than $2. Okay, super cool. So I eyeball it. Aw, that's sweet. Aw,
Thank you, Greta.
hugs from Italy.
Thank you.
So I just do 2 really good squeezes, which is approximately 2 tablespoons. Then, and this is why this is so fun, you guys can customize this to whatever you want it to be. So I will do usually peppermint and On Guard, 10 drops of each. So let's do that here. Can you please add 10 drops of peppermint?
Sure.
Hey, babe.
Who said that? Whoever said thanks, Chloe, thank you for saying that. 6?
How old were your girls when you incorporated them into the kitchen? My boys are 3 and 6. They love to help, but they're not super helpful yet. Yeah, I don't know if at 3 and 6 you were very helpful in the kitchen. What do you think? Maybe you thought you were
I
being
feel like
helpful?
I remember a video that I
Yeah, the
remember.
girls used to like doing back in the day, in the way back,
I feel
roll
like,
the tapes back on YouTube.
don't you remember that we like did a thing where we took like a vegetable and we like did a play?
Yes.
Remember, like, hi.
I can't remember what that was for. Chloe's in videos I did like almost 10 years ago, talking about green smoothie recipes.
That means that's one.
Okay, so
How many?
10 drops of peppermint, and then I think my On Guard is
Yeah.
upstairs right now, so we're gonna do wild orange.
I did.
Great, okay, and 10 wild orange. And then you simply top that up to the top with water. So we're using a 32-ounce amber glass spray bottle. Great, that's okay. It's getting near the end. When your essential oils are getting near the end of the bottle, they'll come up faster, okay? Little tip. So now take this and very slowly turn the water on and fill that up.
To the top.
Perfect. So guys, if you don't have spray bottles, another thing you can use are empty sparkling water bottles. So if you drink Pellegrino, save those bottles. Any spray head will fit those. Okay, last recipe, foaming hand soap.
Doing
Great. So you can pop this back on. We'll use that to clean up after ourselves. So just move over a little bit, honey. In the kitchen kit I created for you, I included the On Guard foaming soap, and it comes with 2 of these foaming pumps. You know, whatever you have for a foaming pump will work. These ones doTERRA sold last year, so I'm just showing you. Actually, I think I'll just show you using the one that you're gonna have, okay? So all you do, I'm gonna give you 2 recipes. If you're ordering the On Guard foaming soap, then I will typically do, it's meant to be used straight up without diluting it, but I have found over the years that it's great and effective and helps you stretch this out longer if you dilute it a little bit with water. In the winter months, you could also add a teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil to help moisturize your hands every time you use them, okay?
Are we gonna do that?
Yeah, let's do that
Okay.
since we're heading into winter. See if you can find the coconut oil in the cupboard over there, the fractionated one. So this recipe you would just pour straight up, and I'm gonna leave room. I'm gonna basically do 2/3 of this.
This one?
No, check the cupboard there, honey. 2/3 of this and 1/3 water, and then we're gonna add a little bit of coconut oil to it. But I also love adding essential oils, right? So wild orange is a nice one to add. Something like peppermint or spearmint is a nice smell, but it's also gonna cause your hands to have a little bit of a tingle. Maybe you like that, but just thought you should know that. No? Okay, we'll add it after. So if you could please just bring water up and leave a little bit of room for the pump to go in. Now, an alternative recipe, if you guys don't have the foaming soap, you could use, thank you, sweetie. You could use Castile soap. So I have Alpine brand here, or Dr. Bronner's is another one. You would add 2 tablespoons of the Castile soap, 1 tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil, and then top it up with water. And you could add, again, about 5 to 10 drops of essential oil, depending on which one you're using. If you're using something like wild orange, you could do 10 drops because, again, it's a pretty mild essential oil. Do you want to add 10 drops in there? I don't even know if we have enough left.
Yeah, we can do.
Okay, add what you can from there. You guys
Thank
always
you.
want to save your empty bottles. So, for example, when this bottle empties, a tip that I wanted to share earlier was making your own custom diffuser blends. So what I'm going to do with this empty is I'm going to portion out equal drops of lime, lemon, lavender, and rosemary to make that Williams-Sonoma blend I shared with you guys at the beginning of class. And I'm going to keep that by the diffuser. Because when I went over to start that diffuser up at the start of class, I was thinking like, oh, I need a custom blend of
Won't
this.
come
So-
out.
Okay,
My
let me show you.
last 10's drop.
Let me show you a tip. There's always a couple drops hanging out in a bottle. So when you hit the bottom, take your cap and use that to remove the orifice. And then now gently pour, and you're going to notice there's probably like 5 drops that come out there.
All of it?
Or maybe 3. What do we do with our empties?
Well, it only came 2. Anyway, well, what we do is we have for our baths when we, is that correct? Okay. So in our baths, before we take one, I'll usually take, I'll do like 2 scoops. 2 scoops of the, what's it called? Epsom salts. I'll do that, but I always see what my mom does with these, so now I know. She puts the bottle into the Epsom salts like this because it kind of gets all the oil out of there because it gets Epsom salts in there and kind of soaks it up and like kind of moisturize and makes the Epsom salts smell. And it goes in your bath. Nice.
Do you want to know why we really do that?
Okay, well.
It puts you to sleep.
It's not working.
It's not working. And it's good after you have track and field, right? We do that to help your muscles. Yeah, good. Okay, let's do a little bit of Q&A if you guys want to hang out. We'll stay on for another 5 or 10 minutes. And while you're typing your questions, we're going to just slowly clean up. But, you know, the one thing I'll show you, I'll just take Instagram in a quick tour here.
I want to come.
So here we have that chug of tea going. Okay. Here we have our dishes collecting. Here we have our chana masala going. I need to just stir. Can you come back here, sweetie, and stir this up a little bit more?
Go on Facebook.
We have our jasmine rice with lemongrass cooking.
Oh,
How's that smell, honey?
nice.
All right, so dinner's done. Super simple. And now we'll just go through some questions. Do you guys have any essential oil related questions?
Question time.
Nice. Jean's making the turmeric latte while
What
she's
is your
watching.
fave Chica blend?
Chaga blend? Michelle, hey, I have the, are you talking about where I purchased it from? I have that in the Healthy Inside Out shop. So if you go to wholefit.com/product shop, you'll see I have all of the shops organized by topic, like appliances, the detox shop. So any of the tools that I mentioned in various ways are broken out into topic there. But you know, I don't have the actual brand because I had emptied it into a mason jar, but it's a Canadian company. It's a Canadian company, and I buy it off of Amazon, or we have a health food store here in London that sells it as well.
Package.
What's the Williams-Sonoma smell? It's 2 drops each of lemon, lime, lavender, and rosemary. It's beautiful. What's a favorite meal for your family? Anything in the slow cooker, you know, anything that's warm and comforting.
I have a question to answer now. I believe someone said, Chloe, what is your favorite oil?
Oh,
Thank you for asking. If you saw the last live I was in, I love answering questions. Okay, do you mean like cooking oil or
probably just in
oil?
general. What's your
Okay.
favorite?
Can it be from the kids pack, the doTERRA kids
Yeah.
pack? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna answer from the kids pack. I like what's the turquoise one? What's one? Rescuer? No.
Is it the minty one?
Yeah.
Tamer.
Greta.
Can you guys see us on Facebook? I think we had to reload, but I don't know if it's still streaming. Okay, so I see some repeat questions coming in. So we're gonna end the recording now. But you guys I will post this to IGTV if you're on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, the video will remain on the Facebook page, hopefully. But I will download the recording and yeah, oh, that's too bad. Oh, we're back. Okay, hopefully it stayed recording. But I will get that recording out to you this weekend. And again, hop over to the classroom page if you want to receive this PDF of recipes. Using oils in the kitchen is such a fun way to integrate the oils, you guys. It might be where you start your essential oil journey, and you can move on from there, moving into different realms of your health. If you like what we shared today, you'll love getting something like the kitchen kit, because in there you'll have the top essential oils to use in most recipes in the kitchen and the foaming soap, and it includes a year of purchasing doTERRA whenever you want. There's no monthly minimums. You can hop into your own store and purchase whenever you want. So we're gonna wrap that up here, you guys. Thanks for joining live.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of our US friends, and we'll see you when we
Happy
see you.
Thanksgiving.
I don't know when the next class is gonna be. This is certainly my last class of this year, but I imagine I'll pop on in February with the next class.
With
So
me.
maybe we'll take some pictures of our dinner tonight once it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, right
I'll
on.
post it.
I'll wrap up Facebook here. So that